Hey, what's up, everyone? Joey G, what's going on here? Got to give my WrestleMania thoughts because my man Osborne, who I haven't gave a shout out to, what's up, Osborne, said, he hasn't heard nothing from me recently, and my computer's been a little messed up, my camera computer. But here to give you my quick WrestleMania thoughts, and I'll probably do a little excerpts of SmackDown tonight. WrestleMania 31, I'll tell you what, the main event surprised me. It was a great match. I thought that stole the show. The main event was the main event. It was a prize fight, just like JBL said. Roman Reigns, even though I really don't like him, the only reason I cheered for him before because I didn't want Daniel Bryan to win the Royal Rumble. That's the only reason I was at the Royal Rumble and I cheered for Roman Reigns. I do not like Roman Reigns. I do not like him. As you see, he's just not over. I really thought he would get over, but he didn't get over. He's still getting booed. He got booed Monday night. He's not over. But that was a spectacular. That was a great match. Roman, I'll give it to Roman. Will get my props. He had a great match. A great match. Still couldn't drop Brock Lesnar with 4 Superman punches. Gay ass. The way he does it, and. That's all right. People say it's badass. I don't see what's so badass about it. It's not much difference than Mark Calloway, a.k.a. The Undertaker's heart punch when he was in WCW back in the late 80s, early 1990. But that was a great match. Randy Orton's RKO to Seth Rollins, just like WrestleMania 27 when Orton gave it to CM Punk. But I think this one against Rollins was just maybe a little better because it was a little lighter because it was still bright out and it was in California. And but I kind of knew when Randy Orton beat Seth Rollins, I just got that every time that happens. You know what I mean? A wrestler loses, they cash in. Like when Chris Jericho, that scramble match, Unforgiven 2008, him and Shawn Michaels had that non-sanctioned match, and Shawn Michaels beat the living shit out of him. Remember when Jericho punched Rebecca in the face at SummerSlam 08? And then Jericho came out at the end of the scramble match and won the title. I kind of knew, even though it was other websites were saying, that's not going to happen. It was leaked and they were going to do that and WWE scrapped it. But it happened and I liked it. People, Don Tony and all them guys, which I think Don Tony's a complete idiot. Kevin Castle's cool, but Don Tony, you're just a complete jack-off. Saying Al Perez at WrestleMania was cool until Al Perez, meaning Seth Rollins, came down and won the world title. That made the show. Okay, Brock beating Roman would have made me happy. I would have been happy with that because I'm a Brock Lesnar guy. I'm a Paul Heyman guy. I'm a CM Punk guy. Brock, then a Brock Lesnar guy. But, if Brock won, I would have been happy with that. But the Seth Rollins ending was great. And the greatest part of the show to me was when the NWO and DX were finally face-to-face. And it was weird because you had Shawn, Hunter, and Pac on this side, and you had Nash and Hall on this side. You know what I mean? Then you got Billy Gunn, the Road Dogg, with DX, and you got Hogan on this side, and they're caught in the middle. But they had to keep the storyline because it was the NWO helping Sting from WCW. JBL kept saying, Hogan, this is the place that you got your name at. What are you doing, Hogan? Because Hogan was sticking up for Sting, and it was with Hall and Nash, and it was like the Monday Night Wars. And JBL kept saying, if you watch WrestleMania, I watched it 2 times over already, said, Hulk, you made your name here. What are you doing with them? You should be helping Triple H. You made your name at here. But he stuck with the NWO for life. And I don't care what anybody says. Shawn Michaels said it at the Hall of Fame. If it wasn't for the NWO, straight up, there would be no DX. Straight up. That's the bottom line. The sport would not be the same if it wasn't for 2 guys, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. And by the way, 2 of my favorite wrestlers. Scott Hall, my favorite wrestler of all time, tied with Shawn Michaels. And Kevin Nash is in that top 5. So you know what I mean? And Kevin Nash, congratulations, you got it. And for all you assholes out there who say Kevin Nash beat his son, newsflash. His son was drunk, came home, started beating up Kev's wife, and he went after Kev's brother-in-law, and then even went after Kev. So what do you think Kev was going to do? Kev was drinking himself, so yeah, Kev kicked his son's ass. And by the way, his son's over 18 years old. Okay? And then you're going to get on these Kevin Nash haters. Oh, we called Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero vanilla midgets and they're dead. Well, and they shouldn't, and because Kevin Nash said Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit should have never been champions. They should have never been champions. Why? Where are they now? Dead. And it wasn't a tragedy. Their own fault. Chris Benoit's a friggin' murderer. He murdered a 5-year-old, 6-year-old little boy. He hung Nancy, Woman. Y'all remember Woman, the manager of Doom? Woman, she was Rick Steiner's first girlfriend back in WCW back in the day. He hung her, then killed himself. He's a pussy. For real. Chris Benoit, he was a big bully. He was a bully. He was a bully behind the stage. He used to beat the Miz up. He was a big bully. Everybody liked the toothless aggression. He sucks. He's a vanilla midget. For real, Chris Benoit. Huh? And Eddie Guerrero? Eddie Guerrero? For real? I mean, I like Eddie. He's the one I, kind of do like. I like Eddie's style. I like Eddie. But what do you expect? A true professional doesn't go in his hotel room afterwards and after not doing drugs for a year, goes in and shoots a 50 bag of coke. What do you think your heart's not going to stop? Come on. That's why they didn't deserve to be champions. And that's why, as you see, as always, Kevin Nash was right. If any any small guy deserves a world championship, it's Sean Waltman, a.k.a. X-Pac, a.k.a. Six-Pac, a.k.a. 123 Kid, a.k.a. Sean Waltman. One of the best wrestlers ever if his demons didn't bring him down. Let me get back to WrestleMania, though. Okay, Joey G, I go off on tangents. Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker, as I said, I really didn't understand the climax of that match, the whole feud. It was just basically Bray Wyatt calling out The Undertaker, and Undertaker accepted. If you noticed during the match, The Undertaker came down to the Dead Man music. Notice they were trying to kill time to get it darker so they could have The Undertaker's entrance. Because really, this was the worst entrance of an Undertaker at a WrestleMania ever. And Undertaker still held his own in the match against Bray Wyatt. He still held his own. Bray Wyatt, he did make Bray Wyatt look good. At least he didn't give him one tombstone and Bray Wyatt went down. Like Cena gave Rusev one AA and Rusev's done. That was like a burial of Rusev. Now, I'm starting to say, yeah, Cena does bury people. One AA did a mighty Rusev, and I thought it'd be maybe 4 AAs, and then he would pin him. I knew Rusev wasn't going to tap to no STF. You know what I mean? 1 AA? And now, of course, the story, because he hit Lana, and he was, surprised that he hit Lana. But he walked away without Lana after he lost the belt. And now Cena comes on Raw the next night, and the crowd's still chanting, "You still suck." The dumbass is a 15-time world champion. He's got the champs here with the U.S. title around it. The U.S. title is like the Cruiserweight title in WWE. It is. The Intercontinental belt is the new big belt. The U.S. title is like the TV title of WCW was. Now they should just rename it the TV title. U.S. Intercontinental. The Intercontinental means the Intercontinent. It means the United States. The U.S., that means the United States. They should just get rid of the United States title. Make it the TV title. Or just get rid of it. Or make the Intercontinental and U.S., put them together and just still call it the Intercontinental. Because you can't call it the U.S. The Intercontinental title is one of the best belts ever. And they're making it good again. They're making it big and they're making it strong. I'm very disappointed that Daniel, the goat face, troll, ugly face Bryant, no, I can't stand him. But he won the U.S. title, or the Intercontinental title, and I did pick him, because I'm a pro. You know what I mean? And I did say, if you look at it, everybody that wins on TV at the pay-per-view that Sunday, 9 times out of 10, the people that win on TV, 9 times out of 10 on Sunday at the pay-per-view, they're going to lose. Dolph Ziggler beat Daniel Bryan twice. Clean. On Raw, SmackDown, I think, it was 2 or 3 times he pinned him. That's how I knew Daniel Bryan was winning. I knew Dolph Ziggler wasn't winning the Intercontinental title, and I didn't want him to. I'm a Dean Ambrose guy. I wanted Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose got ripped off at WrestleMania. Well, he got hurt. He did that crazy-ass elbow move. And I could have swore that they were going to have Ambrose win the U.S. title Monday night on Raw against Cena. I could have swore that was going to happen. Do you notice on Raw there were 3 title matches? There was an Intercontinental title match. Well, there almost was the world title match, but Seth Rollins and Brock didn't happen, and Brock just trashed everybody. That was great. The old Brock's back. He signed to the WWE. I'm happy. The rumor is now that Seth's going to be the champion. I think, rumors going around. Seth's going to be the champion, maybe the Battleground, and Roman's going to win it. Rumor is next year, everybody's talking about Brock too. No, it's not going to be The Rock versus Brock next year. If you're not stupid, it's going to be Rock and Triple H next year. That's going to be the match. Sting and Undertaker. Next year's WrestleMania, unless you're Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Bruno Sammartino, Ken Patera, or one of them old Bob Backlund, or one of them old school wrestlers, Everybody's going to be wrestling next year. Rumor, HBK and Daniel Bryan. Big rumor match for next year. The HBK will be wrestling. Rumored the main event's going to be Batista as the world champion against Brock Lesnar, which I think will be a hell of a main event. And because they gotta have like a dream card next year at WrestleMania. Because after next year, it's not going to be domes anymore. Notice Vince does this every couple years. They couldn't. The rumor this week they had 76,000 at Levi Stadium where the 49ers play. They originally only could sell 61,000 tickets. Vince had to like give away the rest of the tickets to sell the place out. They're in a youth period again. And when they get to that period, they go indoors. You know what I mean? So after WrestleMania 32, the rumor is here in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center, WrestleMania 33, WrestleMania 34 to be in Orlando, Florida, at the new Orlando Arena, wherever the Magic play, and WrestleMania 35 to be in Boston at the TD Garden. I like that. Because if you notice, since we haven't had an indoor WrestleMania since WrestleMania 22, which I think WrestleMania 20 was a good WrestleMania, a great main event, great Edge and Mick Foley, one of the greatest matches ever, I think, in wrestling history. Edge and Mick Foley. WrestleMania 21 in the LA Staples Center 10 years ago was one of the greatest WrestleManias ever. I mean, the 5 best WrestleManias ever was WrestleMania 3, 17, 19, 21, and I think, me personally, WrestleMania 8. That's just me. They're my top 5 WrestleManias. WrestleMania 3, 17, 19, 21, and WrestleMania 8. The 5 best WrestleManias. This year's WrestleMania was good, though. Like I said, I'm reviewing it. It was good. I'm disappointed Chris Jericho wasn't there. It was good. I called it. I said the Big Show or Kane's going to win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. They did. Damian Mizdow finally turning on the Miz. I still like the Miz. I don't care what anybody says about him. He's still the man. But I think it's kind of a rip-off Damian Sandow or Damian Mizdow now. They're letting him use the music. Letting him use the Miz's music. Gay. What do you call it? But, Sheamus back. He looks like friggin' Terry. He looks like the Red Rooster. But let me tell you something. That haircut's going to get over. Because I read comments. The crowd was chanting, you look stupid. You look stupid on Raw. But you know what? It's badass and it's different. Sheamus needs to keep that haircut. I hope I don't turn on SmackDown tonight and he shaved it off already. For real. Just because one show they said you look stupid. Give it time. It has to build up. You know what I mean? That's how you build a company. That's how you got to build it from the feet up. That's how you do things right in the world. From the feet up. You hear me, dickheads? From the feet up. Oh, by the way, 97 The Fanatic, John and Sean. You will get the real deal, Joey G. I was at a spot on WrestleMania where I couldn't let my real self be, I couldn't let loose. I was being, you know what I mean, held down. I couldn't be loud because somebody's, family was in the house. But my former partner could be all loud because God knows what he was on, running all over the place. You know what I mean? But I couldn't say what I had to say. But John and Sean, 97 The Fanatic, I promise you, Extreme Rules, April 26th, is it? Around then, you will hear full-fledged Joey G. I'm gonna be taping the whole thing through Extreme Rules, doing play-by-play. My afterthoughts afterwards, me going crazy, the whole 9 yards at Extreme Rules. But you'll hear me through now and then because I'm starting to do shows again. But this is Joey G. All in all, WrestleMania 31, ranking it from 1 to 10, with 1 being the best, 10 being the worst. I'm going to give WrestleMania 31 a 4. I'm going to give it a 4. It was a pretty good WrestleMania. About 5. No, a 4. The main event made it. If the main event and Seth Rollins didn't cash in, even if Brock just won, then it might have been, a 5 or a 6. You know what I mean? But with that main event, it killed it. It was great. Seth cashing and winning was the way to go. Seth is the best, even though Dean's my boy, is my favorite this year, but just in the ring, Seth Rollins is the man, and that's it. But Roman is going to win that belt, which I don't want to see, but at least Daniel Bryan didn't win it. Yes, you nerds. Aha! He's the IC champ now, and don't worry, Dean Ambrose is going to win that IC belt or the U.S. title soon. This is Joey G, John and Sean from the Philly Fanatic. I will be on your show. Don't worry, and I am the future creative mind of professional wrestling, wherever it is, WWE, wherever. Like, WWE only needs one writer, and that's me, Joey G. I'm out. Peace. Subscribe to Joey G. the only man that keeps it real on this YouTube. Peace.